Wouldn't it be great if you were in the zone every time you played music? Well, it's not something you can guarantee all the time, but there are things you can do to make it much more likely, and I'm going to explain what those are in this video. You see, it turns out that scientists have identified 9 factors that increase the chances of you getting into the zone, but only one of them is the most important. In this video, I'm going to reveal what that key factor is, and I'm going to show you how you can deliberately use it to get into the zone more often. Well, hello there, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Morley-Fletcher from playinthezone.com, and on this channel, we explore strategies and insights to help musicians play better, improve faster, and have more fun along the way. Now, scientific research has identified 9 separate flow triggers, and these affect how likely you are to get into a flow state. And flow state is another term for the zone. So that's a lot of different things to consider if you want to go really deep into this. But luckily, one of those flow triggers is more important than the others, so we can still get a significant boost in the chances that we'll get into the zone by just considering one thing, and that one thing is called the challenge skills balance. Think of a graph with increasing levels of skill on one axis and increasing levels of challenge on the other. The challenge skills balance is the line where those levels are roughly equal. Go too far above the line and the challenge becomes too great. Fear and anxiety flood the system. But you go too far below the line and the challenge becomes too easy. We stop paying full attention. In the middle, though, is where you find the sweet spot, what scientists call the flow channel. And this is where you give yourself the best chance of getting in the zone, playing your best, and really tapping into the joy of music. Because it's here that the challenge is just hard enough to stretch us the right amount, but not too much. Now, so far, hopefully this all sounds pretty reasonable, but there's an important nuance here that you need to understand. And that is that it's not about the absolute truth of our skills and the challenges we're facing. Rather, it's about our perceptions. So if we think the challenge is greater than it is, or if we think that our skills are not as strong as they actually are, then we reduce the chance that we're going to get into flow, into the zone. And this is important because I see that a lot with musicians. Yes, it is possible to go the other way. You can definitely have people who are overconfident about how good their skills are or just don't realize how challenging a situation is. But more often, I see musicians be negative about things. And of course, if people are delusionally overconfident, then you're probably not going to listen to what I'm saying here anyway. So you're going to want to do 2 things in addition to the specific tactics we're just about to talk about. 2 things that are going to just give you a strong baseline level here. And the first is to just question, how are you assessing the level of challenge? Are you being accurate and rational, or are you letting your emotions get in there and perhaps exaggerating it? And the second thing you want to do is deliberately cultivate a strong level of self-belief, strong but realistic level of self-belief. And I'm not going to go into that here, but you should be able to find a video that I've done on that in the past. Okay, so now you've understood what the challenge skills balance is, how do you actually use this information to make things work in your favour? And what you've got to do is remember that you always get to choose how the challenge and your skills line up. And the first way you can do this, if you have the chance, is if you get to choose what material you're playing or what performance situation you're going to be in, you can make sure that you pick ones that are appropriate to the level of your skills. So choose the right level of difficulty of the piece you're going to play so that that challenge skills balance lines up. Now, sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where you don't have that choice, but you still have the chance to choose how you measure success of your performance goals, if you like. I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what this might look like in just a second. But first, if you're enjoying this, please take a moment to click the like button. Seriously, it would mean a lot to me, not only to show me that you appreciate the effort that I've put into making this video, but also because it helps me reach more people and so help more musicians. Now, consider the example where you find yourself having to play a piece that is really challenging. It puts you above that challenge skills balance line on the graph. So the thing you can do here is you can change the level of challenge by changing what you see as success. So maybe now you don't aim to play it through without any mistakes. That's going to be a bit too much for you. Maybe all you do instead is say, right, success for me is playing it through to the end without stopping, even though I'll make some mistakes. And by shifting that definition of success, you've shifted the level of challenge. And another thing to consider is, what if you're in the situation where you're playing a piece that's really easy? It's not providing enough challenge. Well, again, you can look beyond what success is by just playing it through without messing up. Maybe that's too easy. What happens if I try and get really big into every fine detail of the dynamics, all the articulations, all these details that I can try and make perfect, and all of a sudden I've upped the challenge by changing what I'm viewing as a successful outcome. Now, one of the great things about being in the zone is that it naturally leads to you enjoying the music you're playing. If you'd like even more joy from your music, then check out my video on the Tetris effect next. And if you like the special practice and performance tips that I only share with subscribers, then head on over to playinthezone.com and sign up for the emails. They're free. I've been Morley-Fletcher. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.